Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I stumbled over an article and that article has inserted a video with apparently a Ukrainian PoW that was captured obviously by some. I don't speak Russian, I don't speak Ukrainian, so I can't distinguish really the accent. Anyway, that is, I'm assuming one of the two or both, at which there's, I'm not going to play that video, but I will put it in the description box below. I will upload over there the article coming from Ukrainska Pravda, and you can access it over there and you can see it. It's straight to your face. It's a guy standing up in a military uniform, smoking a cigarette, and there are some voices, the video, voices saying something, and the guy who has his face obviously blurred just takes his cigarette out and he says Slava Ukraina, something like that, and then immediately right after that he just gets shot, and I think right in the head, and it's a short burst of fire. It's not going to be like 3 minutes or something. It's just 1 second and a half. But I think the first one goes in the head. That tells me that the guys were already ready to shoot. And the guy falls down, and that's about, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 bullets around. And that's it. And the guys that shot talk about something. I don't understand Russian, as I said. I have an article telling us what they said and what he said. You can really have to force yourself to hear the guy saying Slava Ukrainska, but he says it. He seems an older man, and you don't see the shooters. Nevertheless, let's read the article, which is not going to tell us too much anyway. It's going to tell us the interpretation. The only thing that I will analyze it from as many angles as possible. I don't know if there's going to be if anybody's going to have a problem with that or not. We'll find out after I post this video. There's just the interpretation as anything else. Obviously, this is a war crime, however you want to take it. What seemed very, very quick to me was the time that elapsed from the time the victim finished his sentence or whatever, hail, Slava Ukrainska, and how fast he was shot in the head. You can't do that from a hip. The guy is unarmed. I don't see any weapons on the victim. So I think he was held at, straight to people who were ready to shoot. That's clear because he was shot in the head. The first one I think was right in the head. You can't be so fast when he said that. Get your weapon up, point it straight to the head and hit in the head. You are already on him. You can go and watch the video. I obviously watched the video. So let's go and see this little article here, and then we're gonna discuss a little bit. Ukrainska Pravda. Russian soldiers execute Ukrainian PoW after he says glory to Ukraine. Today, March 6, 2023. Russian invaders have shot an unmanned Ukrainian prisoner of war after he said glory to Ukraine. The video of the execution, which is being shared online, Andriy Yermak, head of the President's Office of Ukraine, on Telegram. Several internet bloggers and social media channels posted videos of the execution. The footage shows a Ukrainian soldier who had been taken into Ukrainian captivity. I didn't see any flags on the prisoner, just so you know. I didn't see any Ukrainian flags on it, on the guy. On the shoulder that usually you see on the chest or anything. But it doesn't mean anything. It can mean, but let's move on. The footage shows a Ukrainian soldiers who had been taken into Russian captivity, saying glory to Ukraine. After that, the Russian invaders executed the prisoner of war, shouting, "You're a female dog, you're a female dog," end quote. The President's Office of Ukraine has reported the brutal murder of the unarmed Ukrainian defender. Here is on Twitter, but I'm not going to view it. I viewed it before. And Yermak stated that war crimes are cultivated in Russia and whitewashed by their propaganda and myths about Nazis. And I'm quoting, "Killing a person taken into captivity is another example of this. It is also an example of their national insignificance and weakness. There will be a payback for each such a crime. No one will be able to hide from it." All right. So that's what these guys are talking about. All right, first, how in the hell, I'm just putting it like this, start from way behind. That's how you do when you start from far away. How in the hell this video ended up public? So if you do that kind of thing and you videotape it, where would you videotape it? You videotape it, you are involved in it. Even the guy who's videotaping it, if he doesn't report that to his superiors, he's actively involved or hiding a crime. I think unless that guy, whether the victim, was already caught in something that could elevate the situation to something, I don't know, if you remember, if you are dressed in the enemy's clothes and you're fighting behind the enemy lines and you're caught, I don't think that requires a court-martial or something. You can be just shot on the spot. I know that happened in the Second World War with the German soldiers who, if you remember, at how is that, Ardennes. I think in Ardennes they tried with their forces to go the Battle of the Bulge, whatever you call it in English. They tried the last attempt to keep the Americans, the British, the whomever were over there, from advancing. And Otto Scrozyni, I can't remember his name. You know him, the most dangerous guy. I just escapes in the last name. Otto. Let me find it for you. Yeah, Otto Scrozyni, and here he is. If you remember this guy, he was deemed the most dangerous man in the world at that point. He helped Mussolini escape from that mountain lock where he was locked in that hotel and with the gliders and all that, and then I think he just turned himself in to the Americans. They interrogated the British, they put him in prison. He escaped in prison, then he ran to, eventually got to Argentina. After Argentina, he became a consultant in this kind of things, and he helped a lot of governments, including some, he cooperated, I think, with Mossad, he cooperated with the Americans, he cooperated with everyone who would have paid, and then he went to Spain, and that's where I think he was buried. Or anyway, you can see all that online. You can even see the procession, the burial procession, I think, or at least pictures. Anyway, so this guy in Ardennes tried the last offensive, and then the Americans caught them and shot them on the spot. Now, I don't know if that's the case here. I don't know if things change. I don't want to imply. I'm just saying that we do not know at this point the context, and I don't know if under any circumstance you can execute someone like that. I have no idea. I don't want to say anything because I don't have the knowledge on that. The thing is, the guy was killed. The guy was smoking a cigarette. So the conversation must have been over there at least a few minutes until the guy was able to nonchalantly smoke. And then, while he was saying, he said that, and boom, I think they would have shot him anyway by the way the whole thing looked. I think he knew already that he's going to be shot because of the cigarette. He's calmless at that time, and he said like a kind of thing, you're going to kill me, anything, but at least I die on my own terms, if you want to, saying something. And from that point of view, from that perspective, I think he's a fantastic guy, regardless if he was, whatever you want to call him. Oops. Saying that in face of death, that tells, something, at least for me. On the other hand, these guys, as I said, the time when he finished saying that and he was shot, that time tells me to hit him in the head. The guys were already ready, pointed to his head. Now, as I said, I don't know what led to that. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he, I don't want to say deserved. That's not the right word. But on the other hand, in a word, the conversation was not a conversation like yelling or people trying to get at him. It was Like you go hunting, let's say outside, you talk, blah, blah, blah. The guy says something, he didn't yell like, oh, Slava Ukraine. No, he just says it, blah, blah, boom, when these guys are talking. They're not like jumping on him or anything. So it was not from this, if you listen to it, it was not charged with, you know, go over there, jump on it, you know, cut him to pieces, yell. And there was some yelling over there, but not that would, I think his fate was sealed before he said that for many reasons, but he was smoking over there. Anyway, that's tragic. I don't know the context. If these guys, as the video shows, and we take it only like that, this was a Ukrainian PoW, these were Russian military. If they did that, obviously that's a war crime. And that's it. Now, was it ordered by anybody? Was it, is it, you know, written in the Russian Army's manual of warfare? I don't think so. But definitely who's guilty should be punished, that's for sure. And the guy, by saying that, for me at least in my books, he is very, very at the top. That's one thing. Now I want to put it in another context, and the political context. Remember those 10 or 12 Russians that were killed, laid down on their faces? Remember when they surrendered, and the guy came shooting like an idiot? He got shot on camera, and then they shot all of them being down. Remember that one? What happened to that one? Is United Nations doing anything about it? Is anybody doing it? Any criminal court doing anything about it? Because I think that Kuleba already submitted a request for this and for that, which, yeah, they should be investigated, that's for sure. But the same thing happened with the other one, or it goes only one way? That was just as a political thing. I would like all these things to be investigated, and perpetrators, suspects, the people who are found guilty being definitely punished. But I don't hold my breath on that. I tell you why. Because I have certain people who did certain things, and because they're on the right side of the history, click, click, they're still great and respected and so on. And I'm going to make the illegal war on Ukraine, on Ukraine too, on Yugoslavia in 1999, and the people who pushed that, they're still alive. And that was illegal bombardment and killing of, that was a war crime, however you want to take it. They didn't have the United Nations go ahead. That makes it under the international law illegal. So, but they're still around, and they're still, you know, they have wives that and so on. Just look into that. Sorry for the guy here. I don't know the context, and as I said, the perpetrators should be investigated on all sides. Investigated, found guilty or not, that's up to evidence provided, and then punishment, if punishment is determined. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will upload that video, not video, the Ukraińska Pravda on the box below, okay? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.